One of the most unlikely rumours I've seen for a while in Formula 1 is the fact that Christian Horner has actually openly spoken about potentially signing George Russell to their team in the future. Got a direct quote here. This is from the Formula 1 website itself as well. Christian Horner said the following about George Russell. He said, "George is out of contract at the end of next year. You'd be foolish not to take that into consideration." Very interesting. Very interesting. So, is there any substance to this rumour? What's likely to happen here? So, let's talk about Red Bull before we talk about Russell. So, at the moment, Max Verstappen is signed on to Red Bull officially until the end of the 2028 season. Sergio Perez, meanwhile, now while he did a contract extension earlier this year, and it was initially reported that he had a contract extension until the end of the 2026 season, that final year is apparently an option for Red Bull to take up if they wish. So if they do nothing at the moment, Sergio Perez will be out of contract at the end of 25, which opens the door for Russell to come in at 26 when his Mercedes contract expires. On the flip side, you've also got the fact that Max Verstappen is heavily rumoured to be going to either Aston Martin or Mercedes, the team that Russell races for currently, as early as 2026. And that's if Red Bull don't improve in terms of their performance. There are some rumoured clauses in the Red Bull contract with Max Verstappen that might allow him to leave if the performance of the Red Bull car is not good enough. Now, while this hasn't been confirmed, Verstappen hasn't exactly denied it either. Like, Marco has been a bit stronger in his views, but I don't think he's outright said that doesn't exist. I think he's kind of deflected a little bit from it. Verstappen's kind of said, yeah, there might be a thing there might not be. We don't know. Well, he knows, but you know what I mean? Just kind of loosely saying, yeah, it's there, but I can't say it's there, sort of thing. Or maybe he's just stirring the pot, maybe he just wants a bit of fun with that. But either way, that could open the door for someone else to replace Max Verstappen because they need someone to be a lead driver to come in and replace him. There aren't that many drivers on the Formula 1 grid that would be able to, I mean, truthfully, I don't think anybody be able to replace Max Verstappen at Red Bull. You'd have to be a very, very top level driver and someone who would instantly slot into that car and just be really quick from the start, which is a massive ask, of course. I mean, even if you put Lewis Hamilton in there, is he going to be as good as Max Verstappen right off the bat? I would hazard a guess at no, because it takes a while to get used to the team. That's why I wouldn't be totally surprised if Charles Leclerc ends up beating Lewis Hamilton in his first season, not because Leclerc is better than Hamilton. This is when they become Ferrari teammates, by the way, in 25. Not because Leclerc's better than Hamilton, but because he's been at the team since, when was it, 2019. So 2025 will be his 7th season at Ferrari, which is a long time. That's a long time. So he knows the team inside and out. But what about Russell? So I could see it, you know. I could see it. Particularly if Kimi Antonelli shows him up next year. We don't know how good Kimi Antonelli is in Formula 1 because he's not been in Formula 1 yet. He's an extremely impressive Formula 2 driver. He's not quite got the consistency yet to be able to challenge for a championship. The likes of Bortoletto and Isaac Hadjar are having much better seasons than him, but Antonelli's shown flashes, little moments, you know, races where he's looked incredible. Of course, the sprint race in Silverstone, I think it was the sprint race again in Belgium, he was up there as well in the wet. And the race in Hungary, I mean, the race in Hungary was incredible. That was, I mean, I'll be honest with you, here's peeking behind the curtain, as it were, a little bit. That is the most viewed video we've ever had here on the F1 Chronicle. A Formula 2 video focusing on Antonelli's performance in Hungary, which is, yeah, that shows you how much this guy is rated, how much hype and attention there is on this young kid. So there is no reason to say why he couldn't outperform Russell in his first year. I don't expect it. I wouldn't say that's a target for him, but he could do it. You never know. I think it's really unlikely with how young he is. But imagine if he does it. Russell gets upstaged by some 18, 19-year-old kid who's just come into the team. He might be out the door. And especially if a talent like Max Verstappen becomes available. Then you've got Antonelli, the best for the future, and Verstappen, the most successful driver in Formula 1 in recent times. I don't think Toto would turn up that opportunity. So then Red Bull come in for Russell. Of course, Red Bull can come in for Russell as well if they feel that, you know, they want to replace Sergio Perez for 26. So I think it's entirely possible. It's very early days, but I think it's possible. We could one day see Russell being a Red Bull driver. Why would Horner say this if it wasn't the case? He could easily say, no, we're not interested, he's not our guy. But clearly he doesn't have that much faith in the fact that Sergio Perez will perform and also Max Verstappen will keep winning and want to stay. Because If the Red Bull performance downturns again or doesn't improve, then Verstappen's out the door. If Perez doesn't perform next season, he's getting told to walk the plank, as it were. He's getting thrown out the door. So either way, Russell could come in. Clearly there is an interest there. So what do you guys think? Is it likely that Red Bull are going to go for George Russell as one of their drivers for 26? And who does he replace? Verstappen or Perez? Who was your money on? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, keep it subscribed to the F1Chronicle.com to see much more video content, rumours, opinions, news pieces, everything else here on the F1Chronicle.com.